Hey guys, my name is Adrienne and today I'm going to tell you the books that I plan on reading in February. This month I'm doing a little something different. For Black History Month, I am going to only be reading Black authors. I was just looking at my shelves recently and noticing the books by Black authors that I haven't read yet that I really feel like I should have already, and I really want to support and highlight Black authors. So that's what I'm going to do this month. So I really only want to read Black authors this month. Even if I get through everything on my TBR, I'm just going to find more Black authors to read. So a few of these books I'm a little embarrassed I haven't read yet, but better late than never. So I think I'll maybe show you my physical TBR, books that I currently own, maybe in order of most embarrassing that I haven't read onwards. The first book is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, which has been out forever and everyone's read it. I think it just hit 100 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. It is a young adult contemporary book that deals with the Black Lives Matter movement and the main character Star, whose best friend or cousin gets killed by police officers. And you know, I just have trouble picturing that this can be like a fun contemporary and deal with that subject matter, which is why I've been hesitant to pick it up, but it deals with really important subject matter, so I'm finally gonna read it. Next one everyone has talked about so much, and that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is a West African fantasy story, and it just sounds so amazing and like this epic fantasy adventure. The sequel, Children of Vengeance and Virtue, I think, Virtue and Vengeance, comes out, I believe, in March. So I really want to get this read so I can be ready for the sequel. And I love this cover so much. Like, whenever if I ever publish a book, like, this is what I want it to look like. The next book was a huge success in 2018, and that is An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. This follows a married couple, and the husband was falsely accused and imprisoned for rape that he did not commit, and it follows their relationship and going through this, and I think he gets released, following a Black couple in the southern United States and the issues they go through, and I think their love and if it survives it. I've just heard amazing things about this and I cannot wait to read it. Next is an adult fantasy book, and that is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I've heard great things about this one too. Actually, all these books are like some of the most raved about books recently. This is the first in a fantasy / post-apocalyptic world, and it has an interesting writing style. Some of it's in second person. But it has magic and the earth is falling apart, and I know N.K. Jemisin talks about discrimination in this book, paralleling with our current world. I'm really excited to read this. I hear it's like an advanced writing style, so hopefully I can follow, but I'm really excited to read like just an epic fantasy sci-fi mixture. The next book is The Changeling by Victor LaValle. I've heard this book described as a fairy tale, and it follows a Black father after his wife commits some horrendous act and disappears, and I think he's looking for his wife and his child, and I think there's magic woven through, and it deals with racism and being Black in America, and it just sounds like, you know, such a good combination of current issues mixed with a fairy tale setting, and it sounds so amazing. This is one of the ones I'm most excited for. Lastly, on my physical TBR is Pride by Evie Savoy. This is a Pride and Prejudice remix, and I have never read Pride and Prejudice, which I know I should read it, but I think I don't mind reading this one first. I mean, I know the basic plot of Pride and Prejudice with the Darcys moving in, and this also deals with like gentrification of the neighborhood, and I think this one will be fun. And also, if I love this, then I can read Pride and Prejudice and, you know like the modern take on it. So this one seems like it'll be a great time. So combined with my physical TBR, I also want to read some books that I don't own. Whether I pick them up sometime in the month or I'll read them from my library. And the first one is Land of Shadows by Rachel Housel Hall. and it follows Detective Eloise Norton, who is a black detective in Los Angeles, and she's investigating a possible murder that looks like it was staged to look like a suicide of a young black girl. And I think it parallels with her sister who went missing when she was a kid, and they might somehow be connected. Next is The Bells by Danielle Clayton. This is a dystopian setting in New Orleans, and it follows characters who can, I guess, improve people's beauty and change them from like grayscale to color or something like that. I've heard great things about it, and my sister owns that one, so hopefully she'll let me borrow it. And yeah, those are like, realistically, I won't be able to get through all those books, but the other books I'm considering for this month are Becoming by Michelle Obama. I think me and my sisters are reading this for our little book club that we made. Also The Wedding Date, Dread Nation, Well Read Black Girl, Black Enough, which is an anthology, When is Black Future Month. There are just so many books that I want to read, and in looking into this TBR, I realized that I need to focus on reading black authors year-round and also buying their books, supporting them, because it's important to me. Those are the books I plan to read in February. I hope you also try to support black authors this month and the rest of the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.